Just give me 1 second, y'all. I have to say hey to my podcast. Hey, my podcasters, my normies and my non-normies. I'm just sitting here in my Clubhouse. I opened up my room, which I'm doing on Saturdays. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with the time frame, and of course, somebody will come now. What's up?
I get some sugar.
Yeah.
I just stopped buying sugar. I swear to God I did. I don't know what the hell.
I forgot.
God damn, girl, look.
We currently reside at a motel. And we do help out each other. But our family tends to help out more. But anyways. So hold on. Let me do this again. Hey, podcasters. Hey, my normies and my non-normies. How y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. So it's February 12th. It's 1:35 in the afternoon. And like I was saying before I was really interrupted, I'm going to have to put a sign on my door that says recorded. Because I don't even have a sign on my door that be saying therapy in session. And they be knocking on my door for therapy, don't they, Delano? You gotta say, yeah, they can't see your head. He over here shaking his head, yeah, real fast. Like, I can see his head. Oh my God, that is so funny. But, I'm on here with Clubhouse. Saturdays, I'm trying to do this where at least I can remember, if I can, make it a routine. I'm trying to make it for 1 o'clock or 1:30 instead of 1:20 because that's a random time. I don't know why I did that. Preferably 1:30 in the afternoons on Saturdays. I want to put up, I'm going to put my room up in my club so that we can come in and talk and vibe and, chit chat and vent out, whatever the case may be that somebody may need a support, or if somebody just wants to talk with me, you like to hear my content and you just want to vibe with me in person, well, not in person, but over the waves, you want to vibe with me on real time over the waves, just hit me up in Clubhouse and we can vibe, whatever topic you want to talk about. Don't be afraid. I don't bite. I bite, but I don't bite. So with that being said, the topic that I have right now, and I'm going to continue to have, is parenting mental illness, kids, no support, let's talk. And the reason why I'm going to keep having that topic on Saturdays until people come joining me is because that topic to me is very important and is dear to my heart. To this day, I still don't have support. I still don't have support to this day. I mean, people say if you need me, I'm here for you. But when you need them, they're not there for you. Or when you need them, they don't understand or they don't get it. Or they flip it around about them. Or they give you some really random weird advice that, like, I'm sorry for your situation, it doesn't apply. Because you don't have those type of children. So what are you supposed to do with that advice? Sit there and do what with it? Like, I don't have regular kids, so what am I supposed to do with this advice? And then my 3-year-old, it would work for her if she wasn't around, the second oldest as much, because he tends to show her so much bad habits that she shouldn't be knowing. So it's difficult because I can't redirect her like I would my typical 3-year-old. I have to redirect her like I would have him and then throw in a typical 3-year-old. Sorry, I had to take some coffee in there. But that's why I say it's important to have, your support system. How do you do that if you don't have one? What does it look like for you if you don't have one? And if you do have one, what does it look like? You know what I'm saying? Are they really providing support for you? Do you feel like the support that they provide for you is accurate? Is the best support? Does it do what it's supposed to do? Or do you feel still frustrated or irritated or agitated afterwards? Like, there's so many questions that we have to ask. That's why with this platform, I don't just want it to be for people who have mental health issues, or for people who have kids who have autism and mental health issues, or just autism or just mental health issues. Excuse me. I also want it to be for those people who support people like us, Because, baby, you also need somebody to support you. You know what I'm saying? You need somebody to understand the drama that you go through with us. Because, yes, we're not easy. Yes, we're not simple. Yes, we can be tiring. Yes, we can be overwhelming. And, oh, my God, yes, we do require a lot. You know what I'm saying? We do require a lot. Like, you know, it is not simple to be a supporter or a caretaker of someone who has mental health issues. It is not simple. Like, there's times that I've said to people, geez, I'm sorry, you guys, but my daughter put sugar in my coffee on my desk, right? And I have OCD. And the moment that I feel like there's any type of, you know, crumbs or anything on my desk, I have to get it off. I've got it. I have to. I can't just leave it there. It just, like, it drives me insane. And they know this, but they still make a mess. And, you know, it just, Lord have mercy. Why don't they just love me like I love them? But, yeah, you guys need support too. Like, you guys need people that can understand, you know, y'all, that can grasp where you guys are coming from, that can realize why you do what you do, why you go hard as you go hard, especially for your loved ones, because you're trying to be there for them. But on another note, I can also play devil's advocate. Don't tell somebody, hey, if you need me, I'll be there for you, hit me up. And then when they do need you, you're not there for them. Because at the end of the day, if they really do need you and they hit you up and they're counting on you to be there and you fail them, all you're doing is making them feel like I'm not good for anybody. Like, I'm not worth anything. I'm useless. I'm pretty much feeling like I already feel pretty much they're feeling 10 times worse like what they already feel. Hey, Stacia, how you doing? If you want to come on up and have this conversation with me, feel free, because it'd be nice if I didn't have to talk to myself. Just raise your hand and let me know and I'll bring you up. Alright. Here we go. Let me see if I did this right. Invite to speak. Hold on, give me one sec. I did it, so why is it not letting you come up? It says you have to accept it. It should have popped up. There we go. You can unmute. How you doing?
Okay, I'm a newbie, so I don't know if I'm going to stay long, but I am just trying to get the hang of it. I started a week ago, and I don't want to interrupt you.
No worries.
I have I have a lot of stuff going on, but I'm not ready to, how do I say it, to, articulate it yet. I don't have my... So I kind of just, not to interrupt, but what exactly is because I have a lot of, my family and just people that I'm around, there's a lot of things going on, and I just became new to Clubhouse periods. I didn't even know it existed before last week, and I thought, I'm at home, I'm kind of stuck, and I've been stuck for a while with family situations, so I thought, you know what, it'd be nice to get out of myself, or if that makes sense.
No, it makes utter complete sense. I definitely understand where you're coming from. It's nice to get somewhere when you can't physically get somewhere, so you got the waves to reach other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I haven't been on Clubhouse long. I've been on Clubhouse probably since October. I'm like you though. I started my platform only probably it's been a month, I think. So I'm still kind of new to Clubhouse myself. I did it, but I have a platform on YouTube, so I'm not new to the, talking out there. So I have my YouTube channels, I have a podcast. So I'm out there. Just new to Clubhouse. That's the whole difference. I'm still learning how to work Clubhouse myself, so don't feel bad.
Well, I'm not on anything, so I don't know. I haven't really even really watched a podcast or YouTube, so I'm just kind of a newbie period. So I'm going to just come with very gentle steps, and so I might back out, but I definitely don't want to how do I say it, to not do it completely, because I feel
Yeah,
like this time in my life
it's important.
I need to be here.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't feel nervous. Honestly, when I first came onto Clubhouse, it was a little overwhelming. I did the social network to give you a little background to why I did my platform. Maybe that might help you a little bit. I am, besides, as you can tell, parenting mental illness is why I named this, because my channel is actually parenting mental illness, mom and children. So I have 3 kids. 2 of them have autism and mental health. And then I have a 3-year-old who's just, regular 3-year-old. So far, nothing is going on with her. And I have mental health also. We really don't go anywhere. We are home. And ever since COVID had hit, it's a different home. So we are introverts because that's just the way we are. And when you're home by choice, there's a difference versus you being home because the whole entire world is forced to be home. So it was kind of like, wait a second, hold on. Wait a minute. Like, you know what I mean? It was kind of like, okay, I'm not liking this. It was like, this is a little bit different for me. This is a little bit, weird. Now I got all of my kids, which really is just my middle one, because he's the only boy, so he's a little bit harder. So it was kind of like, okay, now I got him home, being homeschooled, with the virtual thing. And then I got my oldest, they're clashing. And then I got my, at that time she was like 2, and I'm over here like, I'm about to lose my mind. I work remotely from home. So we really don't go nowhere at all, period. Our groceries get delivered. Like, we don't have no transportation. We just moved to the state, so we don't know anybody. We had no family. And I'm suicidal / homicidal, which goes with part of my mental health. I was like, I gotta do something. I can't keep being enclosed like this, because if I do, my kids are not gonna have a mom sooner or later, because this is just gonna end up eating me alive. And then the situation that we were in at that time, our apartment was completely infested with roaches, and I have a roach phobia so bad that if it comes near me, I start hyperventilating. Like, that's how bad my phobia was. And I was literally like trapped in my room. I couldn't go nowhere. I had a bathroom in my room, so like my daughter would bring my meals to me. Like, I never left the house. So I was trapped for 8 months straight in this room, going nowhere, like nowhere. So at one point I was like, I'm afraid for myself, literally. And then my daughter was afraid for me, because I even put her in the psych ward. At this time she was 18. So she was able to go, and intake herself. So I didn't have to go intake her, because that was like our fear. If I leave this apartment, I'm not going to return. And if I'm not going to return, where are we going to live? Like, it was one of those kind of situations. So I said, you know what? Forget this. There's got to be other people out there that are like in the same situation that we are, that need support. So I'm like, I gotta find them. There's gotta be a way that I can find them. I have to find them somehow. So I'm always on YouTube. I always see people do dumb stuff on YouTube. And this is like more important than the dumb retarded things I'm always kind of seeing. And I mean, I'm laughing off of them, don't get me wrong. I'm saying, and I'm cracking up, and yeah, they do, make me smile. But I'd rather see more things that I can relate to versus more things that are just putting me to smile on the surface. So that's when I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to create a YouTube channel. So I told myself, I'm going to give myself a date. And I was like, I'm going to start on, in January. And I gave myself a date, and it was the day that my grandfather had actually passed away. It was January 18th. But I don't know what happened. Just one day I got in front of the computer in January, and I was just like, I turned it on and I just started recording. And I posted it out of nowhere, and then I was just like, shoo. Okay, I got that one out of the way. But way before I said I was going to. And ever since then I got back on, and then I realized to myself, wait a minute. Whether somebody responds back to me or not on the other end, it doesn't matter. This is my only way of holding myself accountable, of keeping myself on this earth for my 3 kids. But at the same time, I may be helping somebody on the other side for all I know. I don't know if I am. And if I am, thank God, because at least I know that my platform is doing something, but besides just keeping me here. I started it selfishly, and then it grew to be something bigger, and that's how I ended up in Clubhouse. Because somebody told me about it, and I was like, hey, in Clubhouse, they can actually talk to me. they don't just have to listen to me, you know, watch my videos, because I don't get anybody to talk back. And I feel like it's more the fear of, I don't want to admit that I have, you know, something going on, or I don't want it, because I'm 42 years old. It took me till 2020 to say, I'm living in my truth. Yes, I have mental health issues. I finally posted it on my Facebook page. Like, I finally said, hey, I'm bipolar, I have PTSD, I have anxiety, I have OCD. Like, I finally said, these are the things that I deal with. This is my truth. Suck it if you don't care. Like, you know, I finally said I'm not hiding it.
But by you, posting it and doing that, have you received support or different, I don't know how to say it, not options, but support and different not venues, but ways to, or someone showed you like different paths? I think that's the one.
Yeah, so by me posting it on my personal page, I actually had a lot of people that were like, wow, you know, like I didn't know, and or they were kind of like, you know, basically like, congrats pretty much for finally, you know, accepting you for you kind of ordeal, because it was more me saying I was accepting me for me. Like, I didn't care what anybody else had to say, but I was just finally okay with living within my truth and my skin. And ever since then, like, I've had some people email me to my life as a parent of mental illness email, and, you know, hey, you know, because I say I'm in the state from Virginia and like we're homeless, we're going through this. Hey, have you tried, you know, checking out this or checking out that? Or you actually have given me inspiration, you know, because my situation isn't as bad, or I don't feel alone, you know, anymore, pretty much. I don't get a lot, but I get some stuff here and there that lets me know, hey, I'm not on my own. And even though it's not my personal, you know, acquaintances, because I don't call everybody friends, and just because they're on my Facebook doesn't make them my friends. I'm really, really tight on the word friends. But I'll get a couple of acquaintances that'll be like, damn, I didn't know you were going through all of that. Or I didn't know that you dealt with that, period. Like, now I feel bad. Or like, now all of this makes sense. Or like, they're just stuck. Like, they don't even know what to say or do. But now, like, if they see anything that can help, or they know something that can help, or if I hit them up on a random weird time, they'll respond back quick, because they're not sure if it's, you know, me needing somebody to actually talk to, or if I'm just checking up.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, and that was a good thing, because honestly, I'm not, even talking to you right now on social, believe it or not, I'm a little shaky. It doesn't sound like it. It is hard for me to do these things, even though I have my podcast, even though I have my YouTube, even though I'm on this every day and I'm recording every day and I'm posting in all my networks. I still get nervous. I still shake. I still blab. I still go through I gotta hype myself up. I gotta read my affirmations. I gotta listen to a couple of the positive podcasts before I can even get myself on. Or sometimes I just gotta throw myself on there and put myself in the spot.
It's like a how do you say it? It's your cup of coffee in the morning, and I don't know, it's how you have to take that as, okay, I don't mean this, I hope it doesn't come out weird, I don't mean it disrespectfully, but it's like an alcoholic, and I'm not saying that too, but it's like, because I had in my family before, it's like you have to check in every day with yourself, or with your, I don't know what they call the people, your chaperone, or sponsor, that's what it's called. It's like, every day you have to do it, even though it's like, okay, I already did this yesterday, it's stupid, I'm doing the same thing every day, and it doesn't make it, but it's like, it becomes second nature, it becomes you, and next thing you know, it's 10 years where, you know, you have the coin, and you're 10 years sober, and it just becomes a way of your life. It's just like brushing your teeth. So by what you're saying, what I hear you're saying and what you said is that, every day you get scared, but you're taking that step forward every day for yourself. And I think that's amazing and commendable. And I don't know you from Adam, but that's just having your own truth. And, what you were saying about friends, I hear what you're saying there. I have basically zero, and I'm older than you, but at the same time, it's like you're getting out there doing this for yourself and for your kids, and you're giving it to other people. And I know you said that you didn't do this to give to other people, but in your journey and with your truth, other people can hopefully learn from
Correct.
it, grab something from it. But deep down, it's just you making that step for yourself, and what comes from it will be a great thing. But you being there for yourself and making a step forward. So I had this kind of question, and I don't know where it's at right now, because kind of I have these kind of things where it just zips away.
I do that too.
When you said that you're just doing it for you, and some people have gone on and been supportive, and regardless of them being supportive or not, and this might be a little bit invasive, but by you doing this for you, is it giving you more strength? Is that the word? Is it giving you, because I know you stated that, I don't know if I have this wrong, and forgive me, but it not necessarily struggling every day, but is this giving you more to maybe come to see a light?
Yeah.
Or
it does. Okay. I do. I struggle every day. I struggle every single day. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a very transparent person. Like, if you were to ever stop by on my YouTube channel, you will see, like, my family and I, we are very transparent. We do not sugarcoat anything. I don't edit anything. If we're recording and one of us is having a full-blown meltdown or something is happening, like, we continue and it still gets posted. I believe in, I can't help others or myself if we're not being transparent, and if everything is not up there, because the world is not, color roses. Everything is not pink, and everything you read in books isn't always true either. So sometimes what's on there is what somebody else learned from somebody else, not necessarily what's been there firsthand. So when I come up here on the platform, it allows me to get my closure sometimes in my past. Whatever my past has done to damage me, it allows me to free that up. And because in my mind, I'm looking at it like, not only am I releasing it now, but I may be helping somebody else feel comfortable enough, brave enough to open their mouth and release whatever is letting them, is holding them back.
I see. Yeah, definitely agree with that.
So like I said, I did start it very selfishly, but in the process of starting it selfishly, everything switched. Like, I was sitting back watching my own videos, and I started healing my own self. And that's what made it switch even more, because there's days my daughter, the 3-year-old, she likes to watch our videos on YouTube, honestly. I don't know why. It's not like she listens to them, but she just likes to watch our videos. So she'll be on her iPad next to me, and I'll be listening to our videos, and I'll listen to some of my messages, and I'm like, wow, that really came out of my mouth. Like, hold on, I said that. Wait a second. And then I'll be like, but rewind that real quick. Let me just listen to that again for a second. And I'll be like
I gave that wisdom out there, and that's amazing.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, wow. And then, doing that, I started being like, I gotta make this bigger. I have a bigger message than I thought I did. Like, this isn't just about me. Like, yes, it started with just me. And everything pretty much always starts with just one person, honestly, if you think about it. The world started with just one person, and it created after that, and it kept going. So everything starts with one person. What you do with that is what matters. So you may not have no friends, quote unquote, next to you physically in reality, but the abundance of friends that you may have out there in the world, if you step out of your comfort zone, can be enough to fulfill what you may not have physically.
That's pretty profound. Wow.
That's how I look at it. Because, see, I'm not going to leave this. I'm not going to See, I'm an introvert. I'm always going to stay an introvert. So I'm not going to walk up to anybody and be like, hey, my name's Lynette. How you doing? It's nice to meet you. Let's go out for a cup of coffee. That is never going to be me. I'm so sorry. That's just not going to be me, because that's not how I am. But like right now, you and I, we've never met. We've never had a conversation before. Like, this is the first time we have ever talked. I am so amazing with being able to talk to people over the waves with no problem. Like, for some particular reason, having the distance, knowing that I'm in my safe space and you're in your safe space, we can communicate like we're sitting right next to each other having a cup of coffee, you know what I'm saying? And chit-chatting like good old friends. I don't know why my condition is okay with doing that.
That's pretty good. Or maybe that what you're going through makes you more able to cut through the nonsense, because really, if you're going through this, what's behind it and what's on the back end, you're already going through
Enough.
fire.
Correct. I don't need no more fire. And that's another thing. I'm so transparent and so... I got diarrhea of the mouth, like I tell people. I don't have time for the BS. I don't have time for the drama. I have enough drama. I have enough BS. So I don't need extra. And if I feel like a person is wishy-washy, or if I feel like you're bringing negativity, because I'm trying to switch my whole aura from negativity to positivity, I'm manifesting, I'm doing affirmations, I'm switching my whole life around. So I'm trying to switch everything around completely. And if I feel that a person is around me bringing back what I'm trying to take away, I'll be the first person to flip. Like, literally, my condition will bring my PTSD, it'll bring my bipolar out, and I'll just chew your head off and won't realize that I'm doing it until after I did it.
Wow.
And then I'll stand there, and my motto is going to be, I'm non-apologetically me. I am not going to apologize for being me, because that's who I am. Something within you that my aura read that's fake, phony, or not being genuine, or you're trying to play me something. My defense mechanism stood up for itself. So non-apologetically, I'm not going to apologize. I'm just going to non-apologetically be me. There's a reason why I got triggered. I don't get triggered unless I'm being defensive or I'm on a defend mode, because I feel like you are trying to do something in whatever nature to come for me, come at me, come for my kids, or whatever. If I feel like any of my loved ones are like in the middle of something, my defense mechanisms will kick in. Even if in my inbox, like with spam and all of that, that will trigger me. So for social purposes, I don't have socialization for that. Like, let my DMs, I cannot stand. I feel like half of these social networks should not have DMs. Like, don't hit me up in my DMs with no spam, excuse me, no Bitcoin. Don't ask me if I want to be your sugar baby. Don't ask me if I'm single. If I was on here to date, I would be on a dating website.
Yes, definitely.
I wouldn't be on a social network to socialize, you know, to manifest, to do other things, because Clubhouse has so many things to offer. You can go onto different clubs that have for manifestation, for business, for this, for that. It's not, you know, for dating, for whatever. Why are you in my inbox? And a lot of people get mad at me because I'll be like, you're about to trigger me. Stop talking to me. Like, don't talk to me. Leave me alone.
I agree with you. Because I've looked at some of those other clubs, and it's like, are you serious? But then I'm like, okay, stay focused. Here, scroll past that one to the one that speaks to you.
Yeah, I ignore them. I mean, sometimes I'm just straightforward with them. Look at my name, or look at my title of my club. Like, you know, you can see who you follow or what you have. I have mental health issues. You're about to trigger me. Please stop DMing me. Thank you. And they'll stop DMing me. Like, I'm really honest with the people that hit me up. No, I'm not interested. I have mental health issues, and if you continue to message me and I flip on you, you're asking for it. You reached out to me. I did not reach out to you. And they stopped messaging me. But it shouldn't have to be that way. Like, you should be able to, you know, like you come on here and socialize and find people to follow or talk to or find things to inspire you and not have to worry about your inbox being with anything that doesn't pertain to anything you're interested in.
Definitely.
And it's like that with every social network. I literally just did actually, I think it was 2 or 3 days ago, I just did one of these on my club. In my club, you can actually find the recording, I think. On this conversation, like, what is it with social networks and DMs? Like, why are people in your DMs? Why can't you just leave whatever comment you're going to leave for that person under their picture or under whatever it is? Why do you have to go into their message to do it? What is the point of that? If you're just saying, hey, nice picture, why DM them for that? Like, there's no need for you to go into their DMs to say that. Just put it under the picture. Hey, nice picture. Like, that's not that hard.
I don't have that. I don't have that expertise yet. So once I'm on here longer, maybe I'll get the ins and outs of it.
Get the door. Yeah, you'll be able to maneuver it a lot better once you get to you know, go through Clubhouse. You can also put on your notifications for any of the rooms that you do like, and it'll pop up. You guys, get the door. It'll pop up the notification for you. So, like, I have this club that I follow. It's called Mom Links, and that club will once every time that club turns around and pops up any of their rooms, it lets me know, and it'll pop up the Clubhouse notification on my phone, and I'll have the option of going in and listening if I want to, or I can just let it go if I don't have time to do it, and I can go back and listen to the replays.
Yeah, I think that's why I had you set up, because I was dealing with some stuff, but I'm still trying to get in the wave of it, definitely.
Yeah, so that's why the notification popped up. Like, right now, after we end this room, you can always come back and listen to the replay. If you want to share the room so others can actually hear the replays, you have the option of doing that too. It'll let you do it as well. Like, there's so much you can do with Clubhouse. You don't even have to have a club to start a new room if you want to, like, have a conversation. So let's say one day you're bored, because I tried it out. I was bored one day, and my mentor was like, listen here, I need you to do Clubhouse. Everybody else already did something in there but you. And I'm like, you know how I am. I'm going to move in my own, you know, my own time, in my own space. When I'm ready, I'm going to do it. And I started a room. You just hit literally start room, put whatever topic you want. You don't have to have a club. Like, if you're just bored, you could literally just put bored. I mean, and just put whatever 3 topics you want on the top. And if anybody scrolls and sees it, they can just hop in and have a conversation with you. You know, but you don't have to give them the mic if you don't want to. That's up to you. You control who has the mic. You have the option of putting it where when people come in, they automatically have a mic, so they can just come in and talk to you. Or you can put it where when they come in, they have to ask for the mic, so then this way you can give them the mic. There's so much you can do, but it gives you the opportunity to, you know, socialize. And then this way you can try it out. I did that at first just to get to try out the room. Nobody came in, which was good for me because I tried the settings like that. I'm like, oh, okay. If I did this, okay, I could do that. Okay, I could do that. Okay, nobody's in the room. All right, good. And then I ended it because I just wanted to see, you know, I just wanted to see what I could do. Nobody hopped on, and I didn't do it to my club, so it wasn't going to go into my club. I knew it was just going to disappear and it wasn't going to go nowhere. But, you know, that's also a way that you can try to, you know, try Clubhouse. But it's not a bad club, honestly. I'm using it a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit more out of my comfort zone with it. You can definitely get to know people. I mean, I like it for the affirmations. I'm not going to lie. Between the affirmations and I have a business online that I'm trying to get off the ground. So I listen to a lot of business chat rooms where they're talking about, you know, entrepreneurship and how important it is to make sure that what you throw out into the universe is what you're speaking, what you want to actually exist. Don't throw that negativity out there, because then you're going to get the complete opposite of what you're trying to accomplish. Those are the rooms that I pretty much, you know, end up following. Anything that empowers women.
Yeah, Definitely.
Because we need a lot of those. We always tend to beat ourselves up. I feel like we're our worst critics, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Like, I feel like nobody else can beat up our women more than women can beat up women.
I agree with you. Definitely. Sometimes we have good times where it lulls for a little bit, but out of nowhere
it could be something so small, and then we just, boom.
Yeah.
We just go on ourselves so hard, and that's not good. We definitely have to keep ourselves up. Like, that's why I keep my affirmations in front of me, and I try to remind myself. I mean, I'm not the best at it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to do this 30-day affirmation challenge thing on TikTok. TikTok was also my uncomfort zone. I don't like TikTok. I can't stand TikTok, but I put myself on TikTok. Yes, I did. Put myself on there because I don't like it. I even put myself on live on there because I don't like it. I keep my affirmations in front of me. So every time I feel like I may have like a little moment of, oh my God, I'm about to have a whole nitty fit and I'm about to lose my ish, I just look up at my affirmations and I read them all. And then I take a few seconds and I go about my business again. Like, that's so imperative. You have to reprogram your mind every couple of minutes. And listening to a couple of these clubhouses, I've learned it must be important because a lot of people are saying it. It's not just one. It's a couple of them. So I may be having onto something here.
Well, my dog is getting restless, but I wanted to just ask a question, and then I definitely am gonna hop back on. And when I see, because I do want to get strength and as much insight, so I can try to walk whatever path I'm trying to figure out that I'm going to be on. But I'm just curious. I know you're on this journey. I'm hearing from you and what you're saying. But do you have like and I know it's a process, and it's like you said, you get on TikTok because you really hate it, and it helps you with the affirmation. But on your journey, you also said you're looking at starting a business and with your children and everything. But do you have is there like a specific destination? I mean, I know a lot of times, like me, I'm still kind of working it out, even though I've been here on this earth blessing for a while, and I've been through a lot of stuff, and there's other people in the same boat. But sometimes we're just kind of happy in the journey because the destination is, I don't know. I guess I should let you answer the question.
Yeah, I know where my final goal is. I just see, so I've learned and I've been taught that you shouldn't speak everything that you intend to do out loud, because not everyone's intentions are good for you. So people can throw salt in what you're trying to accomplish. So I do have an end ground. My goal, besides growing my platform...
If I could just say this real quick, I wasn't saying it necessarily for me to hear or anybody
okay.
I was just curious for your...
I have an end ground. I definitely do. Besides the fact that I want to raise my platform to help a lot of people. Like, I want to see my face out there for advocacy for mental health. Like, that's my biggest thing. I want to be able to advocate where I want to change. I want to make changes for mental health. That's my big thing.
I was looking on this platform called, not platform, but I went on like the internet the last couple of years, and I had that did a walk for it called NAMD, or if I get the name of it, I'll try to let you know, but I don't have it now. I think it's I don't know how to say it, and you may already be aware of it, but it's NAMI.
No, I haven't heard of that one. Let me write this down.
I could be wrong in the acronym.
If you do find it, just if you can send it to me,
okay,
I would definitely appreciate it.
Because I know I just, in the last couple of years, and I'm sorry I didn't mean to cut you off, but
it's okay.
There's two, but I can only think of one, and I want to say it's an actress, Glenn Close, and she's been an advocate because I think one of her siblings or her sister was having issues, and there's been a lot of like, oh my gosh, I want to say it might be Demi Lovato, but it could be, I can't think of it, but anyway, last year, so if I can remember, there was something called Shame the Silence, and I think that was a platform for Look, I didn't expect to get out of here and give any information. Here it is. I'm blabbling away. But I think it was for, I don't want to say it was just for black people, but so people of color, or I think it's called Shame the Silence. So I can, if I get any of that, I don't know this DM stuff, but I guess if I just get on your...
Yeah, what you do is you go on to, you just can click on my page or click on my picture, and it'll say message.
Okay.
That's what they call DM, direct message, or PM, private message. So if you ever see anybody tell you PM or DM me, or you see it like, typed up a PM or a DM, that's what it means, private message or direct message.
Okay, cool. And then what I'll do is those couple things that I remember off the top of my head, I'll just give them to you, and hopefully they'll be of some help, or because I kind of go back and forth and look at the stuff, but my mind is, that's part of my problem. I'm looking at this, looking at that, looking at it, and then listening to all the nonsense going around in my house. It's like, okay, what was I doing now?
I've learned that you gotta sometimes sit down first, write down what you want first before you start your day. Because I have ADHD, and that's what happens to me too. I get all over the place. My kids will come. This one will fight, that one will argue. My mind will be like, what the fudge? And then I'm going through a neurological problem right now where I forget, and I have short-term memory issues. So if I don't write it down, I'll forget. So before I start my day, I make my list.
That's pretty cool.
And I put it next to me.
I like what you said, what the fudge. I use that too. That's pretty cool. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? We know what you're saying, but still, it's a little bit more classier.
It's a little more classier, yeah. I mean, I try to, because I never know who's listening, and I don't want to disrespect anybody.
Yeah, definitely. Blessed, because I've gotten on some, and it was just, it wasn't. But, no, and I wanted to say, maybe one of these years, or one of these times, hopefully, I know what you said about sharing. You never know. Because some people are out there to put salt. And this, just on a note, and I feel like I hijacked, and I apologize.
It's okay.
But I remember when I had my kids, or when they were younger, and maybe various other things, like different milestones for them. And I had a family member saying, well, did you contact these people? And I don't know why, but I just kind of felt something inside, or I don't want to say I was spoken to. I don't want to sound like a crazy person, but it was like, no, I didn't, because you don't know. Because you don't,
it was that feeling letting you know.
Yeah, I don't want to
your
say
instinct.
That there's the voodoo or anything like that. I don't want to sound whatever, but you never know somebody's ill intentions. It really does flow sometimes.
Well, in the manifesting world, in the law of attraction, they tell you that you shouldn't basically divulge everything you're trying to manifest or you're trying to attract because of somebody else's negativity. They may actually throw negativity towards your direction and stop you from trying to manifest. So if you, for example, if you were trying for a job and you were going for the interview and that was your dream job, and you turned around and told Sally, and Sally had some, deep demons going on with you that you didn't know about, in her head she could be like, ugh, I so wish she doesn't get this job because I can't stand her. Boom. That could block your blessing right then and there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And, and I'm older now to where now I kind of take all the crap in and I don't really care. But when I was younger, or my kids were younger, I'm right what you said. It was like, okay, I don't want anything to trap them or to be surrounded with them like evil. There was years ago, and then I'm going to shut up and I better get going. I promise I'm going to hit you up with this stuff. But years ago, and look I'm just started babbling away. But years ago, I came. It was either on an Oprah show episode, or I might have read it. But it was Maya Angelou. Now I could be saying her name wrong. So
yeah, Maya Angelou. Yeah.
Okay, and she was talking, and I may have it wrong. I tell my kids this, and they kind of rolled their eyes at me. So I may not be saying it correctly, and you may have already heard it, but she was telling of an encounter. I hope I'm not getting in trouble if I say it completely wrong, because I'm like, no, she never said that. But anyway, not from you, but from the universe.
Yeah.
But where she had a party, a get-together, and at her get-together, she invites who she wants to be there, people that she's connected with. And one of her guests had brought somebody else along that she didn't invite, she didn't really know anything about. And long story short, the person came into her home, and the aura just was gone. And she said that she had to have that person leave, even though they didn't do anything, or I want to get that part right. I'm pretty sure they didn't do anything. And she said you have to make sure when they leave, they got to take everything with them, their purse, their jackets, because it gets into the walls.
Correct.
It stays permanent. And I've been into some places to where you can just tell, even though nothing's funky going on at that point in time, it just doesn't feel
correct. That's that aura. It's what they carry with them. That's why they always say be careful who you bring to your home. You can't always just let anybody know where you lay your head at, because they don't know what they bring with them.
Yeah. And that's pretty powerful. And sometimes you might get lucky, because sometimes that aura may just, it may just be having an off day.
That's true, but there's a difference between an off day. There's a difference. You can tell the difference. My family is an empath. We're empaths and spiritualists. We are very strong believers, and we sense a lot. So there's a difference. You can tell the difference between a bad day and somebody who has an attachment that should not be there. That's you can definitely see they're drained. When it's an off day, it's more of a drained energy. It's more kind of like they're tired. It's not darkness. It's not heavy. It's just more like you'll start to feel like, geez, I'm feeling tired all of a sudden. Like you'll start to feel like you just need to take a nap. You yourself will start to feel tired around that person. You'll start to feel sleepy. There's a big difference versus the person who's got that attachment or that aura that has that negativity. You will start to feel that heaviness come towards you. You will feel like that. You're suffocating, like it's a cloud, like, oh my God, it's a heavy feeling, like it's a cloud. I feel it 10 times worse, but it's like a heavy feeling, like a cloud. Like you'll feel like something's not shifted right in the atmosphere in the room. Like you just feel like there's something just not right. But a person who's having an off day, they can make you have an off day, a little wacky day with your thoughts everywhere, or you're like, you can't find things, you're misplacing them, or you're just tired. You're not your normal self, like that. There's a big difference between both.
Well, I might have to hit you up on that so you can maybe give me a little bit of insight here and there. But I think the thing is what you're saying about if it's just an off day, or if it's just the person is clouded with, I don't want to say dark, because that's not my place, but is that then you have the realm. I always tell whoever wants to listen to me, not doing it people, is that it's very rarely black and white.
Yeah.
There's so much gray. And if it's a stranger or an acquaintance, then you may have a little bit of leeway to say, do I need this person in my life?
Yeah.
If you have a family member,
well,
you can't just kind of cut out family members.
I've done it. I'm not going to lie to you. I've done it. I had to pick and choose between my happiness. So I cut my mother off because she was a very negative person. And I mean, besides the fact that she's the reason why I have PTSD, but as much as my culture, I'm an only child, as much as in my culture, and I'm fully Puerto Rican, we're still to take care of our elders no matter what's going on. And I tried. Trust me when I tell you I tried. I still try to do what I was raised with, what my grandparents installed in me. But her negativity and her aura and even her home, like everything was so heavy. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't suffocate. I couldn't. My kids they're downfalling. Like everything I was getting finally out of the negativity was going back into it. And it got to the point where it was either my sanity or my sanity. So I'm sorry. And I politely was like, listen, I gave you the best years of my life, but now it's my time. I gave you all. I had no choice, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie, since I cut off all contact and all ties, and I've forgiven my past, and I'm trying to heal and let go, I'm ending up in a wheelchair slowly, so you would think that I'm getting worse than what, I was, because I used to have my legs. But in reality, I'm still better now and a better person now than what I was then.
I can see what you're saying. I can relate it.
So sometimes you have to make a choice, whether it's family or not. You have to love yourself and love your sanity enough to say, hey, I love me. I matter. I'm important. Does not matter who it is, because not everyone is meant to be in your life, blood or not.
Yeah. Well, that I will touch with you on another time.
Definitely. You can always send me a message. I mean, on Saturdays, I'm going to try to do this room consistently on Saturday with this topic. I'm going to try to add another room. I'm still trying to figure out what the other topic is. I don't know. I'll send you my YouTube link, if anything, or the podcast. I mean, you can always hit me up if you ever want to chat. That's what I'm here for. I tell people all the time, hey, if you ever need a vent, I'm a good ear.
I appreciate that. I got a couple. I got a couple of, things I might pose towards you. With the vent and everything.
Yeah, I'm good.
Transformation. But I definitely have to get you those things that I said. Definitely. So.
Yeah, I'll definitely look forward to those. Like I said, I'm on here every day, so because I'm holding myself accountable. So this is how I keep myself out of my depression and everything else. So I'm here every single day. Like my notifications are always on.
I got involved and before when I saw it, I thought let me jump over really quick, but I'm sure they're finished now. Plus I need to get myself up and moving and get my medicine and jump.
Yeah, up and ready to go.
I started getting involved in that or listening to the travel ones on Clubhouse because my kids are of older age, not travel for me, but they were talking about they want to go here and there and do all these different things in their lives that they're starting to start. And I thought, you know what, if I can at least give them some information to take out there with them wherever they go. So I've been listening to these little, you want to be safe out there. And
correct, especially with everything going on.
Definitely. And maybe give them as much insight, because I thought about telling them about Clubhouse and I kind of elated to it. Say, you guys, I just looked at this thing and it's pretty interesting. And I thought I could give them a lot of avenues, but oh my gosh, even though they're older, I don't think they're not as old as me. They're not in their 30s and 40s, but the point is, this stuff, when I was looking at some of them, it could kind of mess you up if you go into the wrong space. And then I thought, do I want to really put that, they can make their own decisions. I'm not one of those where it's like, oh, no. But it's kind of like, why give somebody the key when they shouldn't have the key yet?
Correct.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, you have to learn, you have to know. See, I came on here because somebody navigated me on here. So it was my mentor. She brought all of our class on here. And we came to her, and then she broke down how to use at first. Then she told us, jump on, start exploring rooms, just be cautious a little bit, because you can run into certain rooms you don't want to run into.
Yeah.
And then I was
young people, they just want to go in to see, and next thing you know, they're trapped.
Correct. And then in here, you can't just go in to see. I've noticed that. You cannot. You can't just step in a room and see, because everybody knows you're there.
Well, that's true. They do. But then if you... there was one, I wasn't in a room, but I was looking to possibly get in a room. It was like Open Talk or something like that was the title of it. And I've been hitting like member just to see what it's about.
Yeah.
But this one I went to go hit member, and then I just kind of scrolled down because it was one of those ones where you can, ask to be a member of it. But it was one of those where it showed the members underneath. Sometimes it just shows you the room and it gives you a little information of the room. And that's the one thing that drives me nuts is the room title looks interesting, but it only gives you one line, or like, we're here to talk about spirituality or this,
and nothing else.
Yeah. But there was this one room where it had, come to this room, it's open chat. And then I just happened to scroll down because you kind of want to, I do.
More
kinda
info.
Look at the members. Yeah, just to kind of see who's in it. Like, is it all men? Because if it's all men and I'm the only woman, well, what kind of open chat are they talking about? And then, if it's all, of a different speaking language that I don't know, well, maybe I should, so I kind of look for names that are just like, okay, and everything. But this one I looked at, and it looked like it had explicit pictures just on that front screen. And I thought, well, forget it. I'm not going into this group. I mean, so that's the part where I think the young people can get hooked or trapped, because they'll be like, oh, this is kind of weird. Let me get in there. And then depending how you set it up, then once you're in it, then the person can DM you or come back to you. And I'm just only speculating because I haven't been in this, but just kind of navigating and being a little bit on this earth a little bit longer. It's like, okay, you can be trapped that way, because then they got your handle to follow you. And then the other thing is, you got some of these, like what you said, some people are DMing you to where telling you about a crypto. I started, I want to say Monday. And this lady, I thought, wow, I don't mind having lady friends. And she seems like, I want to know a little bit about real estate. And, even though I have some knowledge of my own, but I'm not an agent or nothing like that. But the long and the short of it is, she DM'd me and said, hi. I think that's what she did. And I kind of said, hey, I don't know exactly how I said it, but I said, hey, I am a mother, or maybe I didn't even really say that, but I said, yeah, you look like you're I have to go back and read it, but the gist of it is, I don't know what I wrote, but the gist of it was, I was kind of like, hey, I'm new to this, I see that you're offering some things like, questions about real estate and things about how to be financial in your future and stuff like that. And so I just kind of went in with that, and I said, you look, like a pretty, whatever, I don't know what the word is, a person that knows, a pretty knowledgeable person, what she wrote on or whatever. So she comes back and she's emailing me, and then she says, well, how is your financial future? And well, have you ever heard of cryptocurrency? And then I was like, okay, well, this is kind of taking a turn where I thought it was like, you start off slow. The next thing she says, well, we need a minimum, which I wasn't even going that direction. Do I say Lynette? Is it Lynette?
Lynette, yeah.
Lynette, cool. I wasn't even going the direction of wanting to invest in anything, and I wasn't even going in the directions like, hey, I'm ready to get down here and give you my money and my credit card number. But it was like, she just kind of went there. I just wanted it, if you're teaching a class and how you can be proficient and stuff, well, that's what I wanted to know about, especially in that arena. Like, if you're talking about investing, you're talking about, we can help you with the tips and the tricks. But, that was the area I was going in. But then don't start saying, well, hey, for a minimum of $10,000. And I'm like,
wow. Yeah.
So then I said, well, I got to talk to my husband, so I'll get back with you. Because I didn't want to put the thing of blah, 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 and say a whole bunch of stupid stuff. Because, like you say, you never know who is,
Correct. And that's why I be getting mad, because I be like, why do you guys bother to hit people up? Some people come, correct. They'll be like, listen, I have, Bitcoins, and are you interested? Other people have a whole conversation with you, and even though you tell them no, all the way in the beginning, they still have a conversation. And at the end, you're like, I swear I just told you no in the beginning.
Yes, definitely.
And you're still pushing.
Well, you were pretty, just by me talking to you and talking with you, and I might ask you about what you said, that you're an empath, but I don't want to know now, because there's somebody on here that I'm part of the group, and they were saying, hey, do you want to have a reading? And they did a reading with a couple of the members on the program, and they didn't really give explicit information or something like that. And the other ones, they did it on the back end, and they came back, and the person was like, well, how do you feel? And she's like, wow, you said a lot of, and I can understand where you're telling me to go with it. And I was so compelled to raise my hand to say, gosh, I want to know. I want to have a reading. How do you? But then I stopped myself, and I didn't do it because, and I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but I stopped myself for two things, because is that inherently wrong morally, but then at the same time, do I know if this is true, if this person's just lucky, or maybe this person does have some sort of what is that called? I want to say ESP. That's not the word, but
no, we usually say sensitivity is what I normally say, because there's so many different ways to put it, but I just say sensitivity because it depends what they say they have.
Yeah.
But I honestly, on here, I'm really iffy about it, because a lot of people that hit me up with it, I don't feel like they be genuine. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Well, like if they know something from your past, that's possibly, or if they know something that you're really going through, even though there are a billion different options that they can come prophetic, or, I don't know the word that you use.
The spiritualist.
Spiritualist, yes, sorry. See, I get my lingo together. And, long story short, I was going in to have surgery, and this was definitely over a decade ago, probably close to 2 decades ago, and so I wanted to know, I didn't really ask, but I was scared, and so it's like, okay, well, let's call up this person, let's see what they said, and I didn't want to come straight and say, well, I'm going to be okay, but I think they said that, and I've since had many surgeries, but the gist of it is I've never called back after that time, but confusing you and confusing myself probably is they said that, and it made me feel good hearing it, and it made me feel good, like, wow, things are going to be okay, but then something transpired to where I started getting a little bit nervous years after, when this person was saying, oh yeah, I'm going to call up, brother such and such, and, I'm like, oh, can I get on and talk? Because I wanted to say, hey, this is going on with my sibling, or this is going on with my neighbor, or such and such. And things kind of seemed to dwindle to where I was not really involved in the conversations anymore.
Yeah.
But the reason that I'm saying all this, to bring it all together, is they were stating and seeing others, and feeling through, a spiritualist or through their innards or whatever. But I come to find out that the person that was doing the spiritual, insight, they were having health problems. So I guess I'm asking you a question and going about it in a weird way, is that if they're saying this about us, how come they don't know it about themselves? I know I went about it in a whole funky way.
You're not supposed to use the powers for self. So you're never supposed to use it for you. Whatever you have going on is never supposed to be for self. Whatever gifts were given to you, you're never supposed to use it for self. It can be wrong. It may be wrong. But we do get messages. Don't get me wrong. We do get messages. I've gotten so many warnings to stop me from ending up in a motel, because we are homeless. We live in a motel. I had gotten so many... Lyrical, stop. I had gotten so many warnings, but I saw some of them. I heard some of them, but I was blocking them, not knowing that I was blocking them. The negativity that I had going around me was so much and so bad that I couldn't see or hear or sense what I was supposed to be doing. So I, like, my realm around me just couldn't reach me. My daughter was actually the one giving me messages.
Wow.
And I was still not paying attention, and she was yelling at me like, I'm getting tired of this shit. Grandma's yelling at me that you're not listening and you're not paying attention, and she's tired of telling you, meaning my grandmother, because she calls her abuela, which is what we call my grandmother. My grandmother passed away in 2007. And she was very connected to my grandmother. So she'll be like, she's telling me this and you're not listening. Like, you need to listen. Stop letting the woman, which is my birth mother, stop letting what the woman did to you, stop you from doing what you have to do. Like, and she's given a couple of big messages that I know for a fact my grandmother would have told me. Like, my grandmother would have told me, don't let that woman stop you from doing what you have to do. Don't let her negativity dictate what you have your future going on. Like, you're letting her stop your shine. All these things that my daughter was spitting at me were all the same things my grandmother would have spit in Spanish. But she would have spit, with a couple of extra things here that wouldn't have been so nice. Because that's just how she was. It wouldn't have came out all nice, But she would have said it, but because her delivery, back in the days, she wasn't allowed to go to school. Her deliveries were, women were never, amounted to anything. So her delivery would have been harsh, because what we're going through right now would not been acceptable to her. And the fact that my egg donors even allowing it to happen is one of the reasons why it's happening would have definitely been 10 times she would have been on my egg donor, because that's not how she raised her. So there's things my daughter says now, I'm like, well, I didn't hear it, I'm sorry. Or I didn't feel it, I'm sorry. Yes, but I'm kind of busy right now. Yes, you may ask your brother to give you something to drink. Thanks. No, you cannot have soda right now. You can have a shakeable. You're welcome.
Sounds adorable.
Thank you. But that's why they don't see it themselves. Or sometimes they're so into helping other people that they are not in tune with their own body.
So don't take it as, I mean, I didn't take it, that was years ago, but I just thought, gosh, if they're able to help us, why wouldn't they help themselves? But I hear what you're saying. That's what I kind of thought, that's not good to use it on.
Yeah, it's not, because it can be taken wrong. Like, if somebody's wishing you harm, a spirit that is not meant for you can actually make you think you have something wrong with you, and there's actually nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, because they already know that you are
correct.
Yeah.
And they can guide you in the wrong direction, and you don't even know it, but it could have been sent from somebody else's negativity.
It's like you're so close to the story, you don't get to see it.
Correct.
You're able to see other people because you're farther away.
Correct, because it's not your story. You're not supposed to see your story. And then you gotta technically, the way that everybody, tell your brother, please, technically the way that everybody looks at it is you're supposed to manifest your future. So what you throw out in the universe is supposed to be what you receive. So technically, if you throw out certain things, that's what you get back. So that's why a lot of us, we kind of try to throw out positivity, so we try not to look for anything that's negative. We just try to throw all positivity out there so that we can receive all positivity. So even health purposes, like right now, even with me being in a wheelchair, when I'm manifesting, I don't manifest anything to do with my wheelchair at all. Hey, now. I don't manifest anything that has to do with... Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna grab, because I'm one of those oaks where I still have the landline.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Blessings to you always.
Same to you. Thank you so much for joining me.
I will.
All right. Bye. And on that note, you guys, I'm ending the room. If anything else, just hit me up on the back line, as long as it's not spam. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Bye. That's it forever. That was supposed to be a 30-minute room. What's that like? Alright, my lovely podcasters. Since I ended the Clubhouse session, I was ending this here. Didn't get to record some of it because I didn't realize I had actually ran out of podcast time in the process of recording. So I'm not sure what everything had ended. And then my mental health skill builder came in, so I had to kind of stop, and my apologies for that. But I am going to be ending everything here. I do hope that you guys did enjoy listening to our conversation in Clubhouse during this podcast session. It was different. It was actually nice having somebody to talk to instead of just, talking on my own when it came to all the topics. And it was a different type of environment since there was somebody to talk to. This is different, versus me talking on the phone with somebody and you guys just listening to it. So I hope that you enjoyed it. And I do hope that you guys have a blessed day and enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon. And thank you for listening in.